So sometimes when I can't sleep at night, I just think about strange things, you know? And the other night when I was trying to fall asleep, I just found myself kind of wondering like, I wonder which Attack on Titan character I am. So then I decided the next day I would check the internet, and guess what? They have quizzes for that, like lots of them, to figure out which Attack on Titan character I am. And, I kind of looked and saw the different places with the different quizzes, and I thought, what better place to start than the actual official Crunchyroll quiz to figure out which Attack on Titan character I am. And, I want to admit, I'm going into it with an open mind. I'm not trying to manipulate the quiz at all because, I would be happy if it turns out I'm like Armin from season 1 when he really lacks some confidence, but he starts to come out of his shell a little bit and show a little bit of his intellect coming through in the crises. Or maybe more like a character from season 2, like for example, Armin in season 2, when he's really becoming more intellectual and we're starting to see a little bit more about his thought processes. And even perhaps like Armin in season 3, when he really helps Eren figure out how to take out the Colossal Titan and then returns from death when he reclaims the power of the Colossal Titan from Bertolt for himself. Or even like a character, let's say like Armin from season 4, when he starts to feel a little bit overwhelmed, but he's hyper-focused on trying to unify the Titan shifters so that we don't have more turmoil. So any of those characters would be perfectly acceptable to me, but I'm not going to try to manipulate the system. I'm going to try my best to answer the questions honestly and see which character I am. So I'm going to bring you along with me on this journey. Now let's go ahead and get started on the quiz. So the first question is, what is your greatest flaw as a person? And this really requires some insight, like insight that's hard to have about yourself sometimes. But I'm going to look over this and see, wow, there's a lot to choose from. So is it laziness? I don't think I'm that lazy. I mean, I do feel tired, but there's a difference in being tired and being lazy. I think I'm fairly productive. Negativity? No, I stay away from negativity for the most part. I try to be positive. Short temper is something I'm guilty of. Like, you don't really see that come through on the videos. But I do have a short temper with my kids, with my family, sometimes at work. So that might be. But nervous under pressure? Boy, I do feel a lot of anxiety. Selfish? I hope I'm not selfish. Indecisive? Nah. Maybe. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm indecisive or not. Too blunt? No, not intentionally at least. And obsessive? Sometimes I can obsess over things. But looking at all these choices, I'm going to say that my own assessment of myself, my greatest flaw as a person, is probably that I'm nervous under pressure. So there is my answer to question 1. So next is a question I wasn't expecting to really be part of this, and it is, what is your favorite movie genre? So I do like lots of different movies. I've watched a lot of movies. So let's see. Action is great fun. I just saw Uncharted recently, and I know a lot of people don't like it, but it had action. I had enough fun. Romance is not really my thing. I don't know if you've been able to pick up on that at all. Horror, I watch a lot of horror. Comedy, I watch a lot of comedy. But when it comes down to which is my favorite, romance is off the list right away. So then I have to kind of narrow it down between action, horror, and comedy, and I like them all. But probably if I've got to just pick one above the rest, I'm going to pick comedy. So comedy is my choice for favorite movie genre. I don't know what that has to do with which Attack on Titan character I am, because I don't think they have movies really. But let's move on. The world is ending. How are you responding? Probably not well. I'm just going to go ahead and say, if the world is ending, I'm probably not one of those people that has my act together and is going into it with maturity and calmness. I'm not taking it well. So, to the bunker, it's every man for himself, possibly. Save as many people as I can. Yeah, I feel like I want to think I would do that, but I also have to be truthful. Like, it's not just about who I would want to be, but it is who am I really. Just in me now, or jokes about, okay, I gotta say I would joke about it. I can use humor to deal with adversity. I think if the world was about to end and I feel like there's nothing I can do about it anyway, I would, make a joke like, whew, I'm glad I didn't pay off my student loans early, or something like that. All right, where would you shine in a war against the Titans? So I have to picture my own abilities, my own skills, transform, or at least transfer my image of myself into the Attack on Titan world. And I gotta fight a Titan how would I do it best? Is hiding an option? Is making a video talking about the battle against Titans so long that it bores the Titans to tears? Is that an option? Because I'd be good at that. Let's see. On the front lines. Oh, not unless I have no other choice. You have to push me out there. Forming the battle strategies. I mean, I would be happy to do that. I just don't know how good I'd be at it. Avoiding action and gathering information. Now, that's got a little Bruce feel to it. I'm not going to lie. And then gaining the enemy's favor and betraying them. Ooh, that's nice. I would like to think I was able of doing that, but I don't think I'm capable of that. So I'm going to say avoiding action and gathering information. I can't see anything else I'd be qualified to do. I can see things I would want to do, but that's probably what I'm most qualified to do, is just take copious notes. All right, you can only eat one food for the rest of your life. Which is it? Now, I'm the kind of guy, I'm trying to lose weight, trying to be healthy, went to my doctor yesterday, told me I need to lose 10 more pounds, told me I need to be more active, so I'm going to do these things. So this is a very timely question. If I could only eat one food for the rest of your life, meat, that's a good option, because I do kind of have a carbohydrate-restricted diet I try to maintain. Seafood, yeah, that's pretty tasty. I got to admit, I like seafood. I went to Red Lobster a lot in my day. Dessert, boy, I love dessert, but it's no good for you. Fruit and veggies are the healthiest choice, so I'm not picking that. I think seafood. Seafood's a pretty big variety. Like, you're casting a wide net. Like, well, salmon's not really seafood, but tuna, you have a tuna steak. That's very different from like shrimp or lobster or crab legs. I mean, you got all kinds of different types of fish. Like I said, I think you're really casting a wide net with seafood. If you get desperate, I suppose you could always eat something you wouldn't traditionally think about eating just to spice it up. You get a whole lot of sashimi if you're eating seafood. Like, I love octopus. So yes, I'm choosing seafood. Meat, I mean, what do they mean by meat? Like, meat, it feels like they didn't even put the effort. You should say beef. You know, beef would have been a better choice than just meat. So I'm picking seafood. All right, let's see. What's your motivation? Oh man, I feel like I'm in a movie and the director's going to tell me what's your motivation for being in Attack on Titan. Why am I fighting this battle? Well, first off, we established if at all possible, I'd prefer not to be fighting the battle, but let's see what the questions ask. For glory! Nah, I'm not that big on glory. To protect those dear to you, like, all joking aside, that would be a pretty important motivation to me. There's so much in this world you haven't experienced. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot in the world I haven't experienced, but I don't know that I'm fighting for that. And revenge. Boy, revenge is a powerful motivator, but I tend to just seethe in impotent rage rather than to actually get revenge. So something that I would probably fight for is to, protect my kids. When they say those that are dear to you, immediately my mind goes to my children. I'd fight for them. So that was my answer. All right, next question. Weapon of choice. Boy, anybody that knows me knows I'm a big fan of swords. But let's see what the choices are here for weapon of choice. We got these hands. These hands are registered not deadly. These hands are registered jokes on the joke list. Let's see, sword and shield, there you go. Now you're talking my language. Giant two-handed axe is always fun, but you get tired from swinging that. It really gets in the shoulders, whereas a sword, you can kind of swing from the hip better than an axe. You can do a little stabby stab with the sword and give that shoulder. The axe, you got to be swinging. There's no stabbing. Let's see, a gun? Well, heck, a gun is easy. Maybe it's the coward's way out. I don't know. A ranged weapon is always handy to have. In fact, I like the idea of a ranged weapon. I'm just not much of a marksman, so I don't know that I'd be very good with a gun. So give me a sword and shield all day long. That's my weapon of choice. That's the easiest question for me to answer so far, was weapon of choice. Ooh, now this could be fun. I get to pick one Titan shifting ability. So let's see what the choices are here. Warhammer Titan, okay. Attack Titan. So the Warhammer Titan, I guess it's mainly just to create these hardened instruments from your hardening abilities. The Attack Titan, well, to me, the Attack Titan's cool because you can send those memories back in time and you can play a little memento games with, or a little Inception game, a little, I don't know, what's a good time travel game? You can play a little primer with people's minds with the Attack Titan. Get your bootstrap paradoxes all booted and strapped and paradoxed. Jaw Titan, flying around like a spider monkey biting stuff. I mean, that looks fun. I mean, just the flying around part looks fun, but it's just not what I think I would want. The Armored Titan, you know. You could always buy gigantic armor if you didn't have the Armored Titan's power. Colossal Titan, honestly, a little too big, a little too destructive. I would feel like my power was so uncontrollable that I'd be afraid to use it, kind of like Armin here, because I would not want to just explode and cause a little nuclear blast in the middle of some town. I would never use it. Plus, you're big, you're clumsy, you're tripping over stuff, you're stepping on stuff and don't even know it. I would not want the Colossal Titan. Cart Titan, I'm sorry, but if I gotta have that duck face, I love this beautiful visage that I was gifted with. Why would I want to put a duck face on it? No, thank you. Beast Titan. You know what? I played Little League. And I liked it. I played a tiny bit of baseball after Little League. I would love to be able to throw those Randy Johnson sliders like the Beast Titan. So I got to think about that. The shout power that he has to, turn people with your spinal fluid into Titans, that's fine, but I don't want to get all those lumbar punctures, so no thank you. And then none. Why is none a choice here? Like, first off, if you got the choice of any of these Titan powers, why would you choose none? Like, if you're the kind of person who's going to pick none as the answer to this question, then why are you taking this quiz in the first place? Like, someone who picks none as their one Titan shifting ability is probably not the kind of person who wants to take a which Attack on Titan character are you quiz. So I don't even know why that's a choice, but it's there. And I'm going to pick the Attack Titan because I would love to send some memories back in time and screw with people. I would use it mostly for practical jokes rather than anything effective. But yes, the Attack Titan is the power I would like. Are you afraid of the dark? Wasn't that a great television show once upon a time? Are you afraid of the dark? Kind of like safe, spooky stories for like 12-year-olds or something. I never really watched it, but people I know watched it and were a big fan of Are You Afraid of the Dark? As for me, am I afraid of the dark? I mean, in practical terms, I'm afraid of stepping on things like Legos that I don't see. I'm afraid of tripping over things. I'm afraid of like practical things, but I'm not afraid of the boogeyman. Come on. The boogeyman's afraid of me. Look at this. If you're the boogeyman, you're not coming to my bedroom at night because I'm gassy at night. You don't want no part of that. But anyway, I'm not afraid of, I'm afraid of tripping, but I don't think that's what it's talking about. I ain't afraid of no boogeyman. All right. How do nations at war in the cycle of hatred? So it goes from are you afraid of the dark to like one of the most important philosophical questions that civilized humanity has faced in the past 4,000 years. And it expects me to be able to answer this. So how do nations at war end this cycle of hatred? Well, let's see what our choices are so I can pick an answer. Let's see, you can't. Revenge will always be manifest. Okay, I think that's actually a valid choice here because I could see how that is playing out with human nature, but that doesn't mean you just give up for it. You at least got to try. Like, wasn't it somebody, I can't remember, was it Niccolo, was it Magath? Somebody said, even if you fail, you have to try. I think it was Niccolo about getting the children out of the forest, stopping this cycle of revenge. It's better to try and fail than not to try at all kind of thing. Listen, be bigger, don't retaliate. That's probably the right answer, but so few of us are capable of that. And here it says, listening enables too much bloodshed. Redirect the attention to a mutual enemy. That's the Watchmen ending. That's Ozymandias. Spoiler for Watchmen. How many people were expecting a spoiler of the classic Alan Moore comic book Watchmen when they watched a video titled, Which Attack on Titan Character Are You? So I'm sorry about that. But I always choose the Watchmen ending because I love Watchmen. And it's a great ending, so I'm picking that one. All right. I'm Mikasa! Look at that. Now, I was kind of hoping I'd be Armin. But as I started answering some of these questions, it was clear I'm not going to be Armin. I didn't really see how my answers were going towards any character. I felt like it was all over the place, and I thought maybe it would come up as Flegel or somebody that, they gotta have some joke characters in there. They just throw at people that don't really line up too much with anybody. But Mikasa, I'm proud of Mikasa. I'm glad to be an Ackerman. I think, would I rather be Mikasa or Levi? I think it's too much pressure being Levi. I'm kind of happy I wasn't Aaron, because that would have been something, a little bit of a scarlet letter to have to wear around if I'd been chosen to be Eren Yeager right now. Connie, I'm glad it wasn't Connie. Would have liked to have been Armin. Erwin would have been cool. Levi would have been cool. But Mikasa, that's pretty cool. I mean, Hanji would have been better. I feel on the inside more like a Hanji than a Mikasa. But I'll take Mikasa. So tell me, what do you think? Do you think that this quiz came up with the proper character for me? Do you think based on those answers that I gave that seems to line up with answers you believe Mikasa would give? Have you ever taken this quiz? Do you take the quiz? Tell me which character you were. But anyway, I'm pretty happy to let the world know that I am a Mikasa Ackerman. Good job. I'm proud of you for watching anime, and I'll talk to you again soon.
I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who supports the channel on Patreon. It really means a lot to me. If you might be interested in Patreon perks like early access to videos, uncut reaction videos, ad-free videos, and the opportunity to vote on which anime will be covered in the future, then click on the link in the video description. Thank you.